Well, that's good. I'll talk a little bit about my situation. I used to DoorDash for a living, and my car broke down, and now me and my wife are having to stay in motels. And we've been homeless since 11 o'clock this morning. I'm a Katrina survivor. My family lost everything in Katrina, and I lost all of my family in the years after Katrina. And so I have no family, I have no support, I have nobody. My wife, she comes from a broken family, and she doesn't, we don't have anybody to rely upon on her side of the family. And so it's just us by ourselves. And we're just really trying to get some help. We live in a very bad area where people aren't very helpful. It's very tribalistic and nepotistic. Like the motel, a lot of people tell me, they say, why don't you just ask the motel if you can work in exchange for a place to stay? And these days, all of our motels are owned by Indians, and the motels are either fully ran by the Indian family, or, the Indians hire like locals, and then the locals bring in their whole family to work there. And, that's just how it is around here. It's very difficult to get sustainable employment, good sustainable employment. And so right now I'm in the process of trying to find sustainable employment to get us out of this situation. But it is a very difficult journey. And so right now I'm just trying to keep everything afloat and keep a roof over our heads in the meantime. And like I say, we have no family. I'm a Katrina survivor, and my family lost everything in Katrina, and my family, I lost all of them in the years after Katrina. And so I have no family. All of my family is dead. My girl, her family, she comes from a dysfunctional family, a toxic, broken family. And so we don't have anyone to rely upon at all. And this area is just filled with assholes. You can probably hear the car engines revving as they go down the road. That's how people are around here. They're very hateful. They're very privileged and spoiled. And they're just very mean-spirited, nasty people. And if you're not in their tribe, they don't want nothing to do with you. Hello, Schindler. How you doing? Yeah, I said that right. And like I say, you'll have to excuse my frizzy hair. It's very humid out here. We're just trying to get help keeping a roof over our heads while I find sustainable employment. A lot of people, they say, well, Katrina was 21 years ago. And it was, but I mean, it has long, far-reaching consequences. I mean, when you have no family, it's very difficult. And for years, I held on by a thread. And something as simple as a car breakdown is catastrophic when you don't have any family and any community support. But if anybody would like to help me, I have my information in my bio on my profile. It would really help us a lot. Right now, I'm trying to get us back into a motel room, preferably a weekly rate. It's getting later, and hold on, I got a notification real quick. It's getting late and we're running out of daylight, and I'm just trying to make something happen before it gets dark. And we're good and decent people. We've never, excuse me, we've never done any drugs or had any addictions. We don't drink alcohol. We don't have subscriptions. We're very good and decent people. And we're kind of an anomaly in my area these days, because you don't really see any, struggling white couples in this area. Like, all the white people around here are privileged people. I mean, even the homeless people aren't really homeless people. I mean, they all have family to go to. They just choose to live that life, and they like to do drugs, and it's a really bad area these days. It's a beautiful land, I love where I'm from, but I hate what's happened to it. And nobody really talks about what's happened to the Gulf Coast, especially since Katrina, but I'm a Creole, and us Creoles have been decimated by Katrina. And Katrina really was catastrophic for us, for my family and my community. And you don't really see any Creoles left in this area anymore. I'm the only one that I know of in this area. These days it's all, you know, other kind of people. You have to excuse my hair. The humidity and the wind is really taking a toll on it. But you know, it's really disgusting how it is around here. Like, the way these people are, they're just really horrible people. And I hate to talk that way about anyone, I really do. But the people around here are just really horrible. Just really awful people. I reached out to every local church and charity and organization. I reached out to the local authorities, and nobody will help, you know. It's really disgusting. And like I say, if you're not in their tribe, they have this derangement towards you, especially if you're a Creole, especially, you know, because they have this derangement towards Creoles. It's like they act like you shouldn't still exist. Like, you know, I thought that we got rid of all of y'all. And it's just a really difficult situation. I've been trying, hello Rocky, how you doing? I've been trying to reach out on other social media. I've gotten banned on YouTube and Facebook and Nextdoor and Reddit. Nextdoor was extremely, just really awful. I mean, the way these locals act, I mean, they're just really awful people. Well, not doing too well, Rocky. How you doing? Well, I already asked you how you was doing, but what you doing? Like I say, I'm just trying to get help for me and my wife to get us back into a motel room, preferably a weekly rate, so that I can continue, so that we can continue rebuilding and pushing through. Hello, Lizzie. If anybody would like to help us, my information is in my bio. Just look on my profile. Keep getting all these bullshit notifications while I'm trying to do TikTok live. Oh goodness. Hello, Stacy Rains. But anyway, if y'all have any other questions about my situation or my life, feel free to ask. I don't mind answering questions. Hello, Christine. But it's just a really dire situation, and like I say, I'm trying to get help before it gets dark, and I'm out here in the heat. I don't have any phone service right now, so I'm using the motel Wi-Fi. Luckily, they've let us sit here in the lobby while I've been looking for help since 11 o'clock, but it is getting late, and so that's why I decided to try TikTok. Hello, Dreamin' Annie, how you doing? Hello, Kenneth. Hello, Lisa Lou. But like I say, I used to DoorDash for a living until my car broke down, and now we're having to live in motels. And I'm trying to to a room, preferably a weekly rate, so that we can have some stability for the week, so I can continue looking for sustainable employment. And the situation has taken a toll on me. Well, not doing too well, Annie. And Amelia, like I say, right now we're having to stay in motels. We don't have any family. I'm a Katrina survivor. My family lost everything in Katrina, and I lost all of my family in the years after Katrina, and I'm the last one in my family. I don't have any family left. All my family is dead, so I don't have any support. So when my car broke down, it was quite catastrophic and devastating, as you can imagine. My girl comes from a broken family, and she doesn't have anyone to rely upon either. We just have each other. And we live in a very tribalistic area where nobody is willing to help you. We have some programs and stuff, but they only help certain demographics. Yes, I don't have a car or a home, but I reached out to every local church and charity and organization. I reached out to local authorities and nobody would help. Like I say, it's just really awful, the dynamics around here. People are just very cruel and they're very hateful. It's a lot of nepotism around here. You know, a lot of people tell me, they'll say, well, why don't you just ask the motel if you can work there in exchange for a place to stay? But they only hire friends and family. You know, that's how it is around here. Like all the motels are owned by Indians, and it's either where the motel only employs their family, or they'll bring in locals, but the locals will bring in all of their family. And like the motel I'm working at, everybody who works here, so you got the Indians who run the place, and then everybody else who works here, whether it's housekeeping or the front desk, they're all from the same family. And not just the same family, but the same immediate family. And it's so crazy. It's very disheartening. Yeah, it's really awful, dreaming, Annie. I'm from the Gulf Coast, DC Foil. Well, it's good to see you, Alexis. Well, all the motels are like that around here these days, dreaming, Annie. They only hire friends and family. And like I say, when they do hire locals, the locals bring in their whole family. And you have to excuse that music. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. This Latino is blaring their music. I think they're getting kind of triggered by what I'm saying. People don't like these dynamics being called out because they benefit from these dynamics. Well, I didn't say I've been struggling since Katrina. I said that I don't have any family. So when I lost my car, it was very devastating and catastrophic because I didn't have anyone to rely upon. Yeah, it's ridiculous, DC Full. But if anybody would like to help me in my darkest hour right now, I have my information in my bio on my profile if you'd like to help. I'd really appreciate it. I'm just reaching out to those who can and will help. Hello, Lisa. But my wife is a very sweet girl. She means a lot to me, and she's just really special. Well, I need at least 70 to get into a room for tonight. Like I say, I would prefer to get a weekly rate, which is very expensive around here. It's going to be about $320 plus $100 deposit. So it'll be about $420 something. But if anybody could help me at least with getting a nightly rate so that I can, you know, get everything taken care of. Yeah, it's hellish. I mean, it's kind of like a South Africanization effect, you know, like everything's becoming ghetto around here. And, you know, I'm kind of left behind, and it's really awful. It's very, as you can hear, it's very awful. I mean, this is kind of perfect because it proves my point. You hear the ghetto music, you hear the revving car engines. I mean, people are just really awful around here. I'm in Mississippi, dreaming, Annie. You know, Happy Camper, he comes in here, he doesn't even listen to what we're talking about. You know, we were talking about these dynamics and how difficult it is around here, and he comes in just spouting that bullshit. When did I say that I work at the hotel? Like, I said that you can't get a job at this motel because they only hire friends and family. Hello, Spectre. Hello, Flower Lady. How you doing? Are you trying to be weird, Ben? Why are you saying, does Elsa Kenny still live by me? Is that what, like, did you look up my name and like find an address I lived at one time and that was somebody that lived by me? Hello, Sharon. Hello, Cole. Hello. Hello, user. How you doing? Hello, Art. But anyway, if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. We don't have any family and we have no one who is willing to help us. It's a very tribalistic area and they don't care. They're quite indifferent towards you, and also they really want the worst for you. Hello, Tori. Lots of Tories in here. Hello, Jeremy. But if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. Like I say, I have no family. I'm a Katrina survivor. I'm the last Creole that I know of on the Gulf Coast, at least the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And I'm just trying to get help. You know, I'm also dealing with the effects of extreme malnutrition. Oh no, I didn't say the hotel I work at, I said that I stay at. I haven't eaten in over a day, and my head feels so tight right now, and I'm in so much pain, and I just genuinely need help. If anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. You know, it takes a lot coming on here and laying bare your situation like I'm doing. Especially dealing with, you know, people who are just really deranged and hateful. No, you didn't green those beans. If you did, you have a fucking hearing problem, because I said the motel that I stay at. I ain't gonna have you trying to create some narrative against me like I'm saying something that I'm not. Like, take that bullshit and get the fuck out of here. Hello, horse lady. Hello, user. How you doing? I'm just gonna ban y'all because I ain't gonna deal with this shit. I know it does no good because you bots, or you're not really bots a lot of times, you're trolls. Y'all just come in, you know, 10 more after I ban one of y'all. And I know how y'all like to create narratives. I've been thinking about you too, Muse. I actually thought about you the other day. I hope you're doing well. But I'm a Katrina survivor, like I say. My family lost everything in Katrina, and I lost my family in the years after Katrina, and I have no family. Why is Ben being so creepy? Like, I don't even know these names he's talking about. Like, are you looking up old addresses? Because, you know, I have my name in my email on my bio, and so a lot of weird people look me up and they do this weird shit. And it's just really pathetic. Like, they are such cowards hiding behind a phone or a computer. Hello, Skillet K. How you doing? Hello, Katie Bain. Hello. How are you doing? Hello, CC Mac. And, you know, like I was saying earlier, the dynamics around here are really awful because it's very tribalistic, and people like to only hire their friends and family around here. I mean, even McDonald's, when somebody gets to be manager at McDonald's, they bring in their whole family and friends. Like, they bring in that whole entourage, and they gatekeep everything around here. I mean, even janitorial work is so hard to get around here because, you know, they give that job to their crack-headed cousin. See you later.
Excuse me.
Hello, Chrissy. How you doing? How did I get kicked from all platforms but TikTok? Well, I simply asked for help. That's all I did. Hello, Tana. Hello, manager. How are you doing? Thank you, Misty. I appreciate you. What you're hearing is an old Southern aristocratic Creole accent. You don't hear too many of them around here anymore. Even on the Gulf Coast. Used to hear a lot of them when I was growing up. Hello, Whitney. How you doing? Well, it's good to see you, Tana. Hello, Sue Sheets. Hello, Sister Bird. Hello, Swim LA. Thank you. I appreciate you. If y'all want to help me, my information is in my bio. I'm trying to get into a weekly rate at least for the week. But if you could help with at least you know, a nightly thing so that we can get back into a motel. I need at least 70. If you could help with anything, I'd really appreciate it. I'm not one to ask for help, you know. I've done everything on my own my whole life because I've had no other choice. And it wasn't until my car broke down that I've had to ask for help. And I've only had to ask for help because I'm completely kneecapped here. And if you would like to help, I am really the last of my kind. I mean, I'm the last Creole in my area. I'm the last, you know, there's not really any Southern intellectual types left. I mean, I am really a relic of a bygone era. And if you would like to keep that alive, then I would appreciate your support. Hello, Pat Davis. How are you doing? And that's what pisses me off. You know, these people come in here and they treat me like, you know, something that I'm not. And it's just so misfitting. And it's just really awful. I deal with that a lot on Nextdoor. You know, I would go on Nextdoor asking for help with a job, and all these people just gaslight you and tell you that you just got to look for work and that everybody's hiring. And all these people benefit from nepotism. Like, that's how this area is. Like, you will not find one single solitary, genuine, struggling person around here. Even the meth heads around here, they have family. The dope heads, like all these people, the people living in the streets, they all have family to go to. Me and my girl, and it really pissed me off because of the privilege and the sense of entitlement. We had to walk to Wendy's one day. We had a little money. This was a few years ago. And we walked to Wendy's. And, you know, I had to work for every little bit of money I got. And I went to get us some dinner. And there was this homeless boy. And his mother was, you know, saw him in the streets and she was begging him to come home. Like, I can't imagine that. Like, I've never had family to where I have a place. Like, imagine being so spoiled and privileged. Anyway, so she finally gets him to come into Wendy's so that she can buy him some dinner. And he doesn't even have the decency to sit with her. He acts like a spoiled child, won't talk to her, and sits across the restaurant from her. And she brings the food to him and throws it away for him. And as soon as she does that, he leaves and goes back into the streets. And that's the problem. That's enablement. And that's what this area is filled with. And so you can't get any understanding around here because, again, I'm the last of my kind in this area. And there are no genuine people around here. They're all spoiled, privileged people who make their own problems. And, you know, those are the people that get all the sympathy and the empathy. That's who all the programs are directed to and who they help. All the programs in this area that are left have been appropriated to only help certain demographics. Drug addicts, minorities, and women, like single mothers and stuff like that. So if you're what they deem a poor white man, or, you know, a poor white couple, you can't get any help, and you get laughed at. You know, you get mocked, you get ridiculed. There's like this white supremacy elitism around here. For instance, when we're having to walk places, people honk and scream at us. They say the most horrible things to us. They rev their engines at us. They try to run us off the road. But they don't do that to black people. They don't do that to anybody else. And that's because they hold us to a higher standard. You know, that's part of the elitism and the white supremacy. It's like, you know, with those people it's okay, just like with jobs, you know. I've had many job opportunities in this situation, but as soon as they found out I didn't have a car, even though it was in walking distance, they ghosted me. But they don't act that same way to minorities and other people. I'm in Mississippi, Nugs. Where are you from? Hello, Tammy Williams. Hello, Betts. How y'all doing? Hello, Scottish Thistle. Hello, Sheila. But I just don't understand why people are so cruel. Like, not just around here, but on social media. Like, I don't get why people are just such assholes. I mean, it's privilege. Like, they just need to be humbled. Boston, yes, I've been to Boston before. I even had Dunkin' Donuts in Boston. Isn't that where it all started? I saw Harvard Yard. I went to Paul Revere's house. Well, I'm not wanting to be enabled, Ladybug. I'm wanting to be helped so that I can get my life back on track. I've been going through life alone my whole adulthood and teenage years because I didn't have any family, and I hung on by a thread, and my car broke down and it kneecapped me. So I'm not trying to be enabled. With me, it's not like, you know, I'm gonna go blow the money on dope or, you know, just be lazy and lay around. I'm actively trying to get out of this situation. So no, it's not the same thing. You live next to Harvard Yard? Well, that's cool. Well, like I say, Melodious, I'm a Katrina survivor, and my family lost everything in Katrina, and I lost all of my family in the years after Katrina, and I have no family. I've worked hard my whole life, and I've helped other people. That's another thing. You know, my whole life I've helped other people, but when I needed help, nobody was there for me. You know, I helped so many people get back on their feet. I gave people rides. I gave people rides like 75 miles, one way and 75 miles back to a doctor's appointment many times. I gave people rides to work. And in this situation, I can't even get a ride to the store. Like, I can't get anything in this situation. So even though I'll continue to be helpful, you know, I am more discerning now, because I'm not going to have this one-sided enabling userish people. Well, I had to sell my car Lola, and then it was a little while later, I had a woman on Nextdoor reach out to me, and she offered me a car in exchange for work, for painting her house. And so I did it. I painted her house, and then she signed the car over to me, and the car broke down on me on the way home to the motel we were staying at. And then I tried to work on it, but it was too expensive. I couldn't afford to work on it. And so then I had to sell that car too. And, you know, I haven't been able to get any help in this situation. All I've had is people trying to fuck me over and exploit me and take advantage of me. And so I'm just trying to find help. I'm 29, John Boy. I was almost 9 in Katrina, Lauren. Well, it's not so much anti-white, Ladybug. It's elitism. You know, even though I'm Creole and I'm a Jew, they just see white, and you don't have any money, so they put you at the bottom of the totem pole, and that's how they see you. Like I say, I'm 29, Nugs. Hello, Olivia. Thank you for the follow. Hello, Sam Squatch. Hello, Bob Father. But like I say, if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. We don't have any family. My family is dead. Her family is a broken family. Thank you, Nugs. I appreciate you. If you'd like to keep this voice around, because there's not many of them if there are any other ones, you know, if you can, help me and help me stay alive, because this is really a fight for survival. Because right now I'm struggling to keep a roof over our heads and stay fed. I haven't eaten in over a day, and my head, like, it just feels like a vice is on my head. My entire family is dead, Crystal, yes. Mississippi, I never said Mississippi is anti-white. I said it's elitist and it's white supremacist, which is part of elitism. Who is Jordan, Bob Father? Thank you, Lisa. I appreciate you. Hello, Jody. You know, it's so demonic how these people are, isn't it? And it's like they come in droves. I mean, it's just really disgusting. Like, it's proof that karma does not exist. Because if karma existed, these people would have a rude awakening coming, wouldn't they? But they just live such sheltered, privileged lives, you know? How you doing, Jody? Hello, BLT. How you doing? Hello, Crazy Baker Lady. Well, how you doing? Hello, Hit. How's it going? Hello, Becky. I have to be careful, you know. TikTok allows y'all to be very hateful to me, but I can't say anything back, otherwise it's called bullying. So I have to be careful with what I say, because I don't want my TikTok to get banned. Well, right now I am working, Bob Father, but I'm trying to find sustainable employment. Oh, really? You got long hair too? Yeah, I like having long hair, but when I get out in this humid air, it just fucks my hair up. It goes down my back. I don't know exactly how long, Bob Father. Or, Nugs, my bad. Hello, JJ. How you doing? You know, this is what people don't understand. You know, I've had many friends that tell me to go on TikTok. They say, well, people on TikTok would, you know, love to help a couple like you, but, you know, they don't. People are very hateful. Hello, Jaslyn. How you doing? Hello, Poppy. Hello, Herbert. Well, like I say, I used to DoorDash for a living and my car broke down, and right now I'm trying to get me and my wife back into a motel room, preferably a weekly rate, but at least nightly. We are running out of time and it's getting dark. Just trying to see if anybody can help us. You know, it's really disgusting, no cash value. Like, I mean, like I say, I wish karma were real for people like you. I really do. Like, why do you want to see somebody out in the streets begging? Does it make you feel superior? You're a really disgusting person. Hello, Big Papa, how you doing? Well, what gets on my nerves is, I mean, they come on here in droves. It's like they come from farms and they, you know, if you ban one of them, 10 more takes their place. Well, Ladybug, you don't know nothing about what a real man or a real woman is, because you ain't either of them. Damn sure ain't a lady. Hello, Avery, how you doing? Hello, Doris. How you doing? Oh, you're definitely not a lady. You might be a biological woman, but you ain't a lady. My girl's a lady. You're not a lady. Thank you, Jody. I appreciate you. Hello, White Dove. How you doing? Hello, Charlie. Like I say, if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. I have my information in my bio. Well, I've always wanted to play guitar. You know, I come from a family of musicians, but I've never really had the time. I've been busy working my whole life, and I want to learn. I mean, I'm really good at it. Like, I remember when I was a teenager, I sat down at the guitar and it just came to me naturally, but same thing with the piano. And I just don't have the time or the opportunity to practice right now. Hello, Jimmy. Thank you, Jody. I appreciate you. See, this is what I'm talking about. Ladybug, you got banned, like you got muted, and then you just come and you create a new account and come on here. Like, that's against the rules. And it's pathetic. It's predatory. It's creepy. Like, don't you have something better to do with your fucking time than do this shit? Hello, Marta. Hello, Sam. Hello, Bob Father's back again. Like, how many accounts do y'all have? Do y'all like create new ones on the spot? It's really disgusting. Hello, Southern Chickat. Hello, Angie. But if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. We don't have any family, and it is getting later, and I'm trying to get us back into a place before it gets too late. And I hope that this hasn't been wasted time, and I hope that it pays off. Hello, Michelle Fat. Hello, Nancy. Goodness gracious alive. Hello, Lady Di. Hello, Knucklehead. Hello, John Boy. But like I say, I have no family. All of my family is dead. I'm a Katrina survivor. Good afternoon. My family lost everything in Katrina. We lost our homes, lost our businesses, and I lost my family in the years after Katrina. And now I have no family. I have no one that cares if, you know, I don't have a place to stay. I have no one that cares that I haven't eaten in over a day. I have no one. You know, a lot of people take that for granted. But it's something I've wanted my whole life. But I mean, I'll never get it, so it's not like I'm obsessed with it. But, I mean, you can't get family back, you know. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Justice League. Hello, Jaslyn. Hurricane Katrina was 21 years ago, but its effects are far-reaching. You know, Katrina decimated my area. It was catastrophic. It killed my family and it killed my community. It was quite literally a genocide. Hello, yes, I have a wife, Dee. Hello, She Beautiful. Hello, Michelle. Hello, little sissy. Thank you for the like. I appreciate you. Hello, Carla. Well, the key there is, Crystal, that you have family. All of my family was severely devastated by Katrina, and they died in the years after Katrina. My grandfather, he was the first one. He died of a heart attack about a month after Katrina. He lost his home, and he lost his recording studio, which was his life's work. He was a musician, and all of his records and all of his 8 tracks and everything he had recorded in his life was all destroyed. Knucklehead is obviously Ladybug. Like, it's so pathetic. Like, ain't you got something to do? Like, I just don't understand why you keep doing this. It's weird. Well, the problem is that since Katrina, all of the Creoles in this area have either died, assimilated, or moved away. And I'm the last Creole in my area. And so people around here are very deranged towards Creoles. They don't like Creoles. It's like they want us all gone. And it's very tribalistic around here, and it's hard to get a job around here. This isn't an issue where it's like I just don't want, you know, a sustainable job. I'm working what jobs I can get, and I'm trying to find sustainable employment. Well, thank you, because hello, Lauren, again. It's just very difficult to get into place. I mean, even McDonald's around here, you have one of these people who gets to be manager, and they bring in their whole family to work there. You know, you're a nasty person, bad girl. Like, you are just a nasty, disgusting person. You really are. Hello, Michelle Flat. And you know, you and all these other people, I hope that y'all have to go through a situation like I do. I hope all of your families, I hope you lose all of your family. And I hope that you go through a situation like I have. Like I do. I hope all of your families, I hope you lose all of your family. And I hope that you go through a situation like I have. I really do. I wish that upon you. Not out of meanness, but you deserve to be humbled. And may you find yourself in a twilight zone. Hello, Libra. Thank you, Lisa. You know, it's not mean and it's not evil to wish bad upon bad people. You know, I'm a man of faith. And when you look at the Old Testament, God is very clear about people like this. I mean, you look at what God did to Pharaoh. Well, Michelle, that's the problem. You're enabling these people because they deserve to go through extreme hardship. That's the only thing that's going to humble them. I mean, when they're sitting there mocking somebody's suffering, why don't you, when they're mocking my suffering, why don't you speak out against them? Why do you only speak out when I call them out and give them back a little taste of their own medicine? Why is it only that way? It's getting windy, y'all. Oh no, I'm a very good person, but I don't tolerate incompetence and I don't tolerate hateful, mean-spirited people. No, I haven't gotten any help today, Jaslyn Ford, if that's what you're asking. Hello, Tori Lynn. How are you doing? Hold on just a minute, y'all. Karma isn't real. If karma were a real thing, I wouldn't be in the situation that I'm in. I've been very good and decent to people my whole life. Hello, Heartless Spain. How you doing? Hello, Shaskia. How you doing? Hello, Loose Screw. But if anybody could help us, we'd really appreciate it. We haven't eaten in over a day, and we're just trying to get it back into a motel room, preferably a weekly rate, but nightly, if we can get that. Hello, Hart. How you doing? What I just said was the truth. Again, you're not supposed to enable bad people. Being good to bad people is not good. That's not being good to them. Hello, Michelle. How are you doing? Hello, Linda Reeves. And why didn't you, when all these people were saying such hateful things to me, why did you not say, do you think what you just said was kind? Like, why don't you do that to them? Why is it one-sided? Why is it a double standard? Why is it that the good and decent people are supposed to be nice and kind to everybody all the time, but the bad people are allowed to be hateful, deranged, and there's no problem? Well, if bad things never happen to them, then how will they ever change? I mean, we are a community, we're a society. If even one person is dysfunctional, if one person is disharmonious, it creates disharmony and chaos, and it's a snowball in society. Yeah, but this isn't just disagreements. It'd be one thing to say, hey, I'm a Democrat and I believe this, and I'm a Republican and I believe this. That's disagreements. But when you're attacking someone who is literally homeless, who's trying to get help, that's not disagreements. That's hateful, and that's evil. Hello, Krakow. Hello, One Honey. How are you doing? Well, people are deranged, old block. Hello, Keeks. How you doing? Hello, user. How you doing? I mean, how disgusting is it to make fun of someone who's lost their whole family and lost their whole world? I mean, what kind of demonic bullshit is that? Like, who the fuck does that? Well, thank you. I appreciate you. Hello. Hello, Four Seasons. Hello, Stassi. Hello, Barbie Kate. Hello, Punani, again. How you doing? Hello, Biden. Hello, Animal Lover. My wife is okay. She's inside right now. Like I said, the motel is letting us sit and use the Wi-Fi because I don't have any phone service right now, and I'm trying to find help. Thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. Hello, Angelic. Y'all really don't understand how it is, you know, like, it's a very awful situation. I mean, the isolation that I feel is so maddening. It's so cruel. I mean, it's like a personal hell. You don't know what it's like to be haunted by people that no longer exist, and like your whole world is gone. I actually had a pretty nice childhood, and then Katrina happened, and all of my family, we lost everything. We lost our homes, our businesses. My grandpa, he died of a heart attack just about a month later after Katrina, and he was a really good man. He spent his life, you know, helping other people. He did charity benefit shows for children and other people. And my family, you know, including myself, we spent so much of our time and life just helping other people. But when we needed help, nobody was there for us. And by the time I was 18, all of my family was dead. And I've had to do everything on my own. And I've never had anyone looking out for me. What is this? I'm trying to see, hold on. Well, other people might suffer, but I definitely go through extreme suffering that not many people, if any people, go through. That's not prideful for me to admit that and to acknowledge that I go through extreme struggle and suffering. Hello, TJ. Hello, David. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, Cherie. Have y'all ever watched your vision go black? Have you ever watched your body go purple? Like, have you almost lost consciousness? I mean, have you lost consciousness? I have. You know, in this situation, I struggle to feed me and my wife, and I go without a lot of times. And I'm dealing with the effects of that right now. Hello, David. How you doing? Well, David, I used to DoorDash for a living, and my car broke down. Now me and my wife are living in motels. We've been homeless since 11 o'clock, and I'm just trying to get us back in a room. Preferably a weekly rate, but at least nightly, so that we can continue pushing through this situation. Hello, thank you, Vanessa. I appreciate you. Hello, Jenny. Hello, Alexandria. How are you doing? Well, I've thought about moving, you know, worst case scenario, Shell, but I don't even have the means to move, and I don't know where I would go if I did. You know, one benefit here is that I'm very familiar with this area. You know, if I just got on a train, let's say I got the money to go on a train to New York, where do I go? If I go to, you know, wherever, where do I go? And I've got a girl with me, and she's a very sweet girl, a very kind and gentle girl. And I've got to make sure that she stays safe. Hello, Aunt Jemima. I hate what they did to Aunt Jemima, don't y'all? You know, it's sad because Aunt Jemima was a real woman. And she worked very hard to have that company and to be the mascot and all that. And, you know, they took that away from her. I don't think she'd be too happy about that. Thank you, Danielle. Or Danny Lee, my bad. Hello, Angela. Well, I'm not going to say exactly where I am because of weirdos who, you know, want to cause problems. But I'm on the Gulf Coast. Hello, Thankful. You know, this rude asshole just sent me a penny on PayPal. They've done that before when I asked for help before, like, and then they say for you to eat. Isn't that so cruel? Like, what kind of time are we living in? I mean, this is just insane, like, how people are, you know? You know, it's very difficult to get sustainable employment around here because everywhere just hires friends and family. All these motels are run by Indians, and they either run the place by themselves or they bring in a local, and then the local brings in their whole family to work at the motel. Like the motel we're staying at, everybody who works there is the same family, like the same immediate family. And, you know, a lot of people say, why don't you just ask the motel if you can work in exchange for a place to stay or something? But you can't get a job. Like, it's crazy. Well, like I say, it's hard to get into even a fast food place around here because when a manager around here when somebody gets to be manager, they bring in their whole family to work there. Like, that's just how it is around here. It's very tribalistic, it's very ghetto, and it's what I call bastardized plantation dynamics. Well, I can only change my situation with help. Nobody can do anything alone, and anybody who tells you they can, they're lying. Because anybody who does something does so with help. No, I said it's white supremacist elitism. It's bastardized plantation dynamics. It's a hierarchy. You know, the rich white people are above all the minorities, and then the poor white people are below everybody. Well, I've worked very hard, Caitlin. I've worked very hard in my life. You don't know what you're talking about, so you better shut the fuck up. Like, you need to watch what you talk about. Hello, Sloan. How you doing? Hello, Tiger. Hello, Stormy. Well, I'm homeless right now because I said, like I told you. Been looking for help since 11 o'clock. I spent most of the day looking on Discord, And that didn't pan out, so then I tried looking on here, but I knew it was going to be like this. I knew it was going to be hateful, deranged assholes. And so it just speaks to how desperate this situation, how dire it is, that I'm even willing to open myself up to this. You see, this is that doublespeak. Like, first it's telling me that I shouldn't get any help and that I don't need any help. Don't give anybody, give me any help. And then it's, yeah, talking like that is sure to rake in the funds. Like, it's not me being psycho, it's me reacting to your derangement. Hello, sunflowers. Good to see you again. Hello, Rubber Ducky. Hello, Latrice. Hello, Joy Octavio. Again, I've told you that the motel is being nice and letting us stay here to use the Wi-Fi while I look for help, because I don't have any phone service right now. Hello, Kathleen. Hello, Nani. Hello, Sal. Hello, Old Block K. Hello, Kenneth Samuels. Hello, user. Hello, how are you doing? Hello, Katie. Well, I need at least 70 so that I can get one night, but I'm trying to get a weekly rate, which is about $320 plus $100 deposit. That's the cheapest thing that I can find in this area. I would love to get into an apartment and have a month of stability so that I can have, a way to actually like get back on my feet. And it's like I tell people, if I could just get help with a month worth of rent or transportation like a car or a job, one of those three things would help me get out of this situation in a month. But I can't get help with any of that. I can't get any help from the people around here. The people around here won't even give you a job. I've asked for a job. I reached out to every church and charity and organization in this area, and they won't help you do anything. There's no benefits in this state. Again, they only help certain demographics with the programs they do have. Well, I understand that most people that do this are scammers, but I'm a different person. I'm not a scammer. I've been completely truthful. I mean, I've laid bare my situation. I'm not nefarious. I don't have any underlying agenda, no ulterior motive. I'm not a mean, hateful person. I'm a very tired and exhausted person. And that's what's annoying, is you don't get any help, and then these people, they try to scare off any help. But the narrative is that you're getting all this help that you're not getting. And it's really awful, I mean, people are just so sick. Well, we don't have no mosque in my area. It's just Christians. Nothing but Christians. And they are very hateful. If you're not in their tribe, they don't want nothing to do with you. They claim that they love Jews and support Jews. They love to talk about the chosen people, but when they're actually presented with a Jew, they don't like Jews. They're very deranged against Jews. Well, like I say, I used to DoorDash for a living. My car broke down. I'm now living day to day in a motel. I've been homeless since 11 o'clock, trying to get help, trying to get back into a room. I'm on the Gulf Coast. Hello, Nanny Pat. And the problem is, I have these brief periods of slight stability where I'm able to get, jobs mowing grass or whatever, and it's able to keep me with a roof over my head and keep us fed, but I'm not able to save. I'm not a lazy person. I work very hard, but you don't understand the dynamics around here. Until you've experienced them, it's very hard for people to understand them. Well, what am I supposed to do? Because what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to go live in the streets? Do you think people would want to hire and keep employed a dirty bum, somebody who's filthy and grimy, somebody who stinks? Like, I have to have a certain, level of a standard of living in order to get out of this situation. Well, there are no synagogues. I'm the last Jew in this area that I know of. I haven't seen any Jews in this area since my family died, honestly. Before Katrina, there were quite a few left, but Jews were already rare here. They weren't in the old South, but they were by the time I was growing up. And then after Katrina, it was just non-existent. And once my family died, there were no other ones. I don't have chime, Heaven. Hello, Jim. How are you doing? It's sickening how privileged these people are and how they project their privilege and their sense of entitlement onto you and them. Well, if you're being honest, Heaven, you can message me and I'll look into chime and see if I can do that. I don't really know about it, but well, it takes a certain level of foundation to get sustainable employment, and that's the part you take for granted. It's like the air that you breathe. You don't think that something's around you and that you're breathing something, but you're completely surrounded by air and you rely upon it, but you take it for granted. Hello, Vicky. How you doing? Hello, Michelle. Why are y'all so deranged? Like, why do y'all not want me to get any help? Why does it bother you so much? When somebody like Donald Trump or Bernie Sanders or one of those people comes online begging for help all the time, these people are rich. You have no problem with that, do you? Do you harass them and tell them to get a job? I'm not letting nobody co-host with me right now if that's what you're asking. I'm not going to deal with, like, you might be a genuine person, but I'm not dealing with anybody being negative right now. It's enough that I have to deal with them in the chats. Hello, Austin. I don't vape, Aunt Jemima. I don't do anything like that. I don't drink, I don't do drugs, I don't vape, I don't smoke. Like, I don't have any vices. My wife is inside right now. She's in the hotel or the motel lobby, and I'm out here so that I can do this TikTok live in hopes of getting help. Thank you, Granny. I appreciate you. Hello, give me that mocha. Hello, Mandy. Hello, Ashley. Well, y'all, I'm about to have to go in a minute. I hate that this has been such a waste of time, but my phone is about to go dead, and I have to go charge it while I can. Oh, there it is, Matilda. Didn't take long for the mask to drop, did it? Hello, Carrie. Why are you so entitled to people's money? I've never said that I'm entitled. I am a human being, which entitles me to a basic standard of living, which I'm not even getting. But I believe that everybody's entitled to a basic standard of living. If I were in charge, I'd make sure everybody has that, even you hateful people. But I'm just asking for basic things so that, not even basic things, like a fraction of basic, if you want to call it that. I'm just trying to get help keeping a roof over our heads. Matilda, you can go fuck yourself very thoroughly. You have like a bad dragon or some toy or something, you know, just go have at it. Maybe it'll make you less grumpy. You know, nickname, you also can go fuck yourself very thoroughly. It's derangement. A big part of it is anti-Semitism. There's also derangement against me being a Creole, and then just elitism and patriarchal dynamics. Well, wait a minute, Caitlin, you're doing doublespeak now. Are we in 1984 because you just said that I shouldn't get any help and nobody should help me? But you're also saying that if I'm, you know, standing up to people, I'm not going to get any help. See, that's the thing. I can't go off on y'all because TikTok gives me a warning saying that I'm bullying y'all. But y'all can say really nasty things to me, and I can't defend myself. Hello, Deidre. You know, there might be a few decent people in here, but the vast majority of y'all are really disgusting people. And I wish everything that I've been through and worse, if there is even a worse. I wish all your families die, and I wish that you know, I wish that your vision goes dim. I wish you watch your vision go dim. Everything I've been through, I hope you go through it. And I hope you're humbled. Why don't y'all have a problem with anything else that these people say towards me? Why don't y'all go off on them for being so mean and nasty? Why is it when I defend myself and stand up for myself, why is that the problem? Well, my family has died, and have y'all shown me any empathy? Have y'all shown me any empathy for my whole family fucking dying? Have y'all shown me a goddamn thing? So fuck you, and shove your narcissistic gaslighting double standard up your fucking crusty ass. I'm not the type to turn the other fucking cheek. Like, you're not gonna do that shit with me. I've talked about my whole family dying, Sabrina, and people have mocked it and ridiculed it. I just wish karma were a real thing, because, you know, it's not a real thing, but I wish it were, because y'all deserve just so much shit. Y'all really do. Well, I'm a Katrina survivor, and my family, they all died in the years after Katrina. My family lost everything in Katrina, and we lost our homes, our businesses, everything. The first one to die was my grandfather. He died of a heart attack about a month after Katrina. And he had lost his home and his business, his life's work. He was a musician, and he lost everything. Well, you know, y'all got the spotlight over in New Orleans, didn't you, Crystal? We didn't get a spotlight over here. We were forgotten about. Well, I don't care about you, Kylie. I care about good and decent people, but I don't care about you. I have an old school Southern aristocratic voice. It's also a Creole accent. Many people used to talk this way around here before Katrina. I assume there are still some Creoles that have moved other places that still talk like me, but there are none around here. Yes, I do speak Creole because well, I have no family forever, so, I mean, I don't know what your point is. You know, I like to believe that there is going to be some form of justice for people like you, but unfortunately most of you don't ever face any justice. You die. That's the only punishment that you get, which really isn't a punishment. I didn't get any donations, Helen. Hello, Coltons. Coming on here and humbling yourself and asking for help isn't having a sense of entitlement. There are no local resources in my area that will help me. I've reached out to every local church and charity and organization, and I've reached out to local authorities, and nobody will help. They only help certain demographics around here. They help women, like single mothers, they help drug addicts, and they help minorities. There are no resources. Again, I'm not a beggar. I'm a genuine fucking person who is just going through a very dark chapter of my life. And you fucking assholes want to just be so disgusting and nasty. Like y'all just want to be so gross. Well, you do realize that not everybody has the same town. It's not the same dynamics. Things are different in different places. And you sound like an uneducated, ignorant asshole. You need to actually get out and like explore the world and learn how not everybody has the same experiences. It's not always the same for everybody. There's different dynamics at play for everybody. Do your knees hurt on the job that you have, Melly? No, I'm not disabled, and that's part of the problem. You know, around here, they only help certain demographics: disabled people, drug addicts, minorities, single mothers, irresponsible people. Caitlin, I am banning your whore ass. Like, you're just so annoying, more annoying than the rest. Just doing your methany shit. Like, nobody wants to hear from a methany. Well, Patrick, I'm just trying to find some help. I used to DoorDash for a living. My car broke down. Now we're living day to day. Me and my wife have been homeless since 11 o'clock. And I've been trying to find help. I've been looking online, trying to find help, trying to